Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona, and hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. NBA, and we're going to give you a bonus college basketball bet. Welcome back, college basketball. We're all very excited to see college basketball back and at it, so we got a lot to get through. Is this a pretty full slate for a Monday here as well? If you're new to our show or returning to see it again, appreciate you all stopping by here at Sports Bets for Free. All of our shows brought to you by Outlier.com, or Outlier the app, the world's #1 sports betting app. If you want to see great plays, stuff that hits at 80+%, stuff there where the odds are coming or where the money's coming in on the books. Odd shop for you at the books that you're currently signed up with and bet all of those bets at one particular spot. 7-day free trial of Outlier is available in the comments section, YouTube channel page, and private Discord channel. A lot of people ask about it. We've had a lot of signups the last month. Is available. The same link in the comments section as well as the YouTube channel page. You'll find the link to the Discord channel, a couple hundred plus members who love the same thing you do, and that's called Sports Wagering. Get all of our bets early. You don't even have to watch the shows. We'd appreciate it if you do, but you don't even have to come on and watch the shows and record, and slow it down and hit pause and all that kind of fun stuff. We're going to get started with the NBA first. We'll give you our college basketball pick later on, as college basketball is actually already going on as we're recording this. 7 o'clock Eastern time, Bucks get it against Pacers. I mean, Pacers, let's be honest here, have not been – they've won a couple games, but it's pretty ugly watching them. It's Siakam and the boys. Bucks are favored by 6.5, 235.5 total here in this game. I'll say this. This is two teams that are definitely going through transition. No Halliburton, obviously hurt. And then Nemhard's out. Matherin's out. They've been missing guys all over the place here for the Pacers. They just don't have enough depth kind of keep up here. So we do like the Bucks, even though they're on the road and laying 6.5. Bucks minus 1.5 first quarter, 3.5 first half, 6.5 for the game. Giannis over 31.5 points. AJ Green over 8.5 points. That one's been paying handsomely the last couple times out. Giannis over 6.5 assists. Giannis over 11.5 rebounds. Jarris Walker over 5.5 rebounds. Gary Trent over 15.5 points and rebounds. AJ Green over 2.5 field goals made. Pascal Siakam over 1.5 threes. Turner for the Bucks going against his old team over 3.5 points first quarter. So, I think maybe Turner comes out. He hasn't been dominating, but he wasn't dominating with the Pacers either. He just does not have that true point guard to kind of get him the easy pick and rolls like he did with Halliburton. Halliburton made everybody's job a little bit easier. Siakam, those kept up the pretty high scoring trend. It's nice to kind of see him be a little bit more aggressive on that end as well. Let's get on to the next game as we continue to roll through. We've got Timberwolves Nets. T-Wolves favored by 8.5 at the Nets. No surprise there. The Nets have just been god-awful. And what else can you really say about it? I don't know. This thing has come down, though. It was 9.5 where we got it at. Now it's at last night, 8.5. T-Wolves minus 2.5 first quarter, 5 first half, 9.5 for the game. Julius Randle, 33+ points and rebounds combined. DiVincenzo, under 4.5 assists. Now, last game we made a boatload with Rudy Gobert props, and guess what? We're going right back to him again, as he's been kind of on a trend here since Ant-Man's went down. Over 10.5 points, over 20.5 points and rebounds, both for Gobert. Clowney, under 11.5 points and rebounds. Michael Porter Jr. Serving out his sentence for the remainder of his contract with the Nets, over 6.5 rebounds. I guess I should have said serving out your sentence, but I thought it was kind of funny, right? All right, next one up. Wizards and the Knicks. Or actually, we're going to skip it. We're going to go to the other 7:30 game, Boston and Utah. Boston laying 10.5, 233.5 total. We'll hit the Wizards and the Knicks on the next one, but Celtics have been. It's all going to depend on how well they shoot the three, right? I've seen this in multiple games. They can seem to put it together for a half, but can't seem to put it together for a full game. They got absolutely smacked by the Rockets. They are not going to do well against the good teams. Against the teams that are less than them, though, they should be okay. This line has went up about a point on the total. That's where we're attacking this thing at 232.5. Jazz Celtics 59.5 first quarter, 118.5 first half, 232.5 for the game. Anthony Simons, 19 plus points and rebounds combined. Nurkic, 1+ steal. He's actually got a steal in 5+ straight games. Pritchard under 22.5 points and rebounds. Derek under 6.5 field goals made. Queta under 1.5 blocks. Anthony Simon over 21.5 par points, assists, rebounds combined. Keontae George under 19.5 pounds. Anthony Simon 16+ points. Queta under 8.5 rebounds and assists combined. Derek White doesn't look like Derek White because he's having to dribble way too much. He's not a guy that's going to dribble. I mean, what are they thinking there? Really? Okay. But anyway, we get on to the next one. We're up to the Knicks and the Wizards. Knicks favored by what? 12.5, 234.5. This thing's kind of getting a little bit out of control. I'll say that. The line was 11.5 earlier, now 12.5. For us, it's pretty simple. The Knicks at home, we probably got to take them in most games. On the road, we're probably going to fade them on the point spread. Just they seem to play so much better at home, and I think that's the case here against the Wizards tonight. -3.5 first quarter, 6.5 first half, 11.5 for the game. OG Anunoby over 7.5 rebounds and assists combined. Miles McBride over 1.5 assists. He's hit this in a lot of consecutive home games. Sarr for the Wizards over 2.5 blocks, steals combined. Karl Anthony Towns 1+ block. CJ McCollum 15+ points. Miles Bridges over 3.5 turnovers. Bub Carrington over 2. Miles Bridges was not turnovers. My apologies. Miles Bridges over 3.5 rebounds. Bub Carrington over 2.5 rebounds. Sarr for 1+ assist in the first quarter in that one there. Sorry about that mistake on the Bridges. It is rebounds, not turnovers on the over 3.5. Just FYI, I don't think he's turning the ball over 4 times. Next game up, 8 o'clock Eastern time frame. Mavs at the Rockets. All right, no Anthony Davis, no Kyrie Irving. Yeah, this thing's getting ugly. Rockets, though, are favored by 12.5. Really? The Rockets? I mean, the Rockets have played well, but kind of. I'm a little shocked at this line. We did not play the Mavs here. We're just going to play player props. If something smells a little fishy with this line. I thought this line might be 9.5. I did not expect 12.5 here, even with Anthony Davis out. I mean, really? I think that's just a little steep. Now, if Anthony Davis is out, we expect Naj Marshall to pick up a lot of offense, as that dude loves to shoot, probably more than anything else on God's green earth. All right, so let's go. Let's get to work here. Just like I said, player props in this Rockets-Mavs game, but we do have a bunch. Let's get started. Naj Marshall over 14.5 par points, assists, rebounds combined. Kevin Durant over 29.5 points and rebounds combined. Naj Marshall over 1.5 turnovers. Naj Marshall over 3.5 field goals made. That was plus money on Hard Rock as well. Steven Adams, yes, he missed the last one, and the line came down against a team that's going to struggle to rebound. Over 5.5 rebounds for Adams. D'Angelo Russell over 3.5 assists. Sengun under 36.5 par. Couple reasons there. He hasn't really hit the number, but if they do blow him out, he's going to be sitting a lot in the fourth. D'Angelo Russell over 6.5 rebounds and assists combined. Reed Shepherd under 1.5 threes made. Max Christie over 2.5 points first quarter. Naj Marshall only 8+ points. Okay, I guess we're in on that one. No AD. He's going to see more playing time. We like Naj. He likes taking shots, and he does get some rebounds as well. They think they might be undervaluing Naj. We'll see how the game plays out, but it's not like the Rockets, I think, are going to play like stellar defense. Nobody's really played stellar defense as of yet. The only time people have had trouble scoring is when they can't shoot. They're like 20% from three-point line. All right, let's go. Let's get on to the next one. Pistons, Grizzlies. Grizzlies getting 4.5 at home. John Morant, is he back? I think it looks like it. Against the Pistons, 236.5 total. My rule of thumb last year was Grizzlies home games, just take the over. We're still rolling that train. Now, the Grizzlies have went under on the road games, but over on the home games is that way we're headed in this one. So let's give you all the play in this one here. Pistons, Grizzlies over 59.5 first quarter, 118.5 first half, 236.5 for the game. Cade Cunningham over 5.5 rebounds. Jared Jackson under 26.5 points and rebounds combined. KCP, that's Caldwell Pope, under 2.5 rebounds. KCP over 2.5 assists. Jalen Duren over 1.5 steals and blocks combined. Cade Cunningham over 14.5 rebounds and assists combined, because I can't trust Cade to score. If Cade would be aggressive every game, this dude is, oh, man. Anyway, Duren under 2.5 assists, and Coward for the Grizzlies over 11.5 points. Next game up. As we continue through, we're getting the end of the slate. Nuggets and Kings, 9 o'clock Eastern time frames. We got what? This is one of the last 3 games here on the board. Kings getting 12.5 at home, 235.5 total. Personally here, the Nuggets have not covered these bigger point spreads. I think this is way too many points. I understand they are better than the Kings. I'm not denying that, but 12.5, really? Okay. Jokic really hasn't come out to score in anything yet. I guess they haven't played a big enough game for Jokic to actually be interested in scoring. He's been great rebounding, assists, and all that kind of fun stuff. But, yeah, got to play the Kings here with the points. I think excellent way to go. Kings plus 3.5 first quarter, 6.5 first half, 12.5 for the game. Christian Braun over 14.5 points and assists combined. Jokic under 1.5 threes. He really hasn't wanted to take one lately. Just a week ago, we were saying if he's going to take 12 plus threes a game, we're going to be rolling. Valanciunas over 11.5 points and rebounds combined. Bruce Brown over 0.5 steal and block combined. Sabonis over 21.5 points and assists combined. Sabonis over 34.5 par points, assists, rebounds combined. And Valanciunas over 12.5 par points, assists, rebounds combined. Valanciunas has actually put up some stats coming off the bench here. So this looks like a decent little pickup here for the Nugs. He's actually put up some numbers. He's getting, with that second unit, he's not playing. It doesn't have to play a ton of minutes and can seem to be pretty aggressive for those few minutes in there. Next game up, let's get to it. We've got Lakers and Trailblazers. Blazers favored by 3.5 at home, 236.5 total. There's a lot to like in this one. First of all, the Lakers have not been fantastic on the road. Blazers are normally really good at home, even though they don't have their full complement of weapons yet. On that one there, but we do like the Blazers in this spot. We think they cover it, that things went from 2.5 to 3.5. Blazers, you still might be able to get 2.5 on Profit X, by the way. Blazers minus 0.5 first quarter, 1.5 first half, 2.5 for the game. Jeremiah Grant over 16.5 points. Luka Doncic over 1.5 steals and blocks combined. Jeremiah Grant over 1.5 steals and blocks combined. Uchimura over 13.5 points. Holiday under 16.5 points. I can't even pronounce this guy. Denny Avita over 4.5 points first quarter. Denny Avita over 22.5 points for the game. Donovan Clingan over 10.5 rebounds and assists combined. Jeremiah Grant over 19.5 points and rebounds in that one. All right, last NBA game on is the Clips. They are hosting the Heat. Heat on a back-to-back after facing the Lakers last night. This line's went down a little bit. It's down to 7.5. I really like the Clips, though, in this spot. The Heat coming off a back-to-back. Heat really haven't played much defense. The Clippers haven't played a bunch either. Kawhi seems to be playing better. Had a 35-point performance just the other night. The Heat are relying a lot on Hawkwez. Hawkwez was big time last night. Fontecchio, who's been good for them, was god-awful last night. Bam's been decent. A lot of people may be higher on Bam than I am. I just don't understand after how 4 or 5 years in the league, you can't figure out how to develop a three-point shot. But that's me. Total in this game, 226.5. A lot of these Heat games are going over, and because they're shooting well and not playing much D. Hawks, Clips, over 57.5 first quarter, 114.5 first half, 226.5 for the game. Kawhi over 8.5 rebounds and assists. Kawhi over 8.5 field goals made. Bradley Beal over 1.5 assists. He's hit this number multiple, like 6+ games in a row, I believe, or at least I think every game this season. Bam over 22.5 points and assists. Zubac under 11.5 rebounds. He's went under 11.5 4 out of the last 5. Kawhi over 27.5 points plus assists. John Collins 13 plus points off the bench. Bam for the Heat over 31.5 par points, assists, rebounds. Kawhi 4 plus assists. That is plus money on ProfitX on that one there. Then one college basketball game. It is the biggest ranked game. Arizona and Florida with the Vegas Classic or whatever they're calling this thing, as they start off everything with the tournament or two. There's a boatload of games going on for the first day. Understand that. Florida's favored by 3.5, 163.5 total. This thing could be a track meet, to be really honest, but we're going to play just two simple little plays, and it's in the same game. Florida money line first half, Florida money line for the game. Paying a little bit of juice there for the money line. So if you want to put it at, I don't know, -1.5, I guess that, maybe as an alternate or something to that effect. Just wanted to, like early in the college basketball season, we kind of want to see a little bit what's going on, but hard to do. First game out, we do have that one play. We'll definitely be a lot heavier into college basketball as the season goes along, probably when we get into mid-November on that one there. But starting off early, like I said, we kind of ease our way into college basketball. We really like college BB, but just got to kind of ease our way in a little bit. Arizona's normally been pretty decent out of the chute, but offensively, they always seem to be a little bit challenged. And Florida, that's the one area they normally are not, which is offensively challenged. All right, that's a rundown for the basketball plays for November 3rd. If you like the content you're seeing here, hit subscribe, turn notifications on for this YouTube channel. It don't cost you a penny to do so why aren't you doing it? Make sure you hit those buttons. Also, private Discord channel available for all of you out there. Join a couple 100+ members that love doing the same thing you do. That's Sports Wager. Get all of our plays early. Get the unit sizes, bonus material, on and on and on and on and on. Plus jibber jabber with a bunch of people on there who like doing the same thing you do, which is sports wagering. You can check that link out in the comments section or the YouTube channel page. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.